Hello, it's me, Chastity White Rose, and it recently occurred to me that it's been over a year since I started on estrogen. For those of you who don't already know, most people do, I am transgender. And I guess it would have been 2020, September, when I had my testicles removed. And I have been happier ever since. But then I started on estrogen April 2021. So now it's May 2022. I'm almost 35 years old. And estrogen has changed me in a variety of ways, and I thought it might be good to do a yearly update. So here's my 1 year update of how estrogen or HRT has affected me. Now, one thing that everyone, well, not everyone, but most trans women want is they do want to grow breasts. And I have grown breasts. I mean, it's actually pretty dang obvious because this is my GameStop shirt and it's a small. It was the only size that was available at the time. And it works, but I see how big my boobs are now. So that's one thing. But the major change, I guess the most noticeable besides that physical effect is what it's done for my skin, especially like my face. Like my face still has a nice oil to it, the oiliness I've always had, but my skin is so soft. Like my skin all over my whole body is so much softer than it used to be, and my facial hair grows much slower than it used to. Although that may just be mostly from the lack of testosterone. So, since I have almost no testosterone in my body, since the testicles are gone, I have noticed quite a few changes. I do not have the muscle mass that I used to have. This is true. I am weaker physically than I used to be, and yet I lift groceries regularly. I lift heavy objects at my job in the floral department, and so because I work out so much, I still have an incredible level of strength. I just don't have man level strength anymore. So I basically have softer skin, less muscle, bigger boobs, and then there's the emotional changes, okay? So what I would say is I do experience emotions differently. I was always more emotional than a typical man was, you know? But now the way my emotions are is I'm just sort of mellow. Like I used to be in physical pain, so that was part of why I was so cranky. But now, without the testosterone and just being filled with estrogen, I basically am happy the majority of the time. Like I'm just in a good mood. It's like I'm euphoric and I'm just like high all the time. So, and people who work with me will know that I'm always so cheery. I'm always just smiling and I'm just so happy and friendly. And a lot of that is just because I basically am high on estrogen and caffeine. Like it just makes me super happy. I love the physical changes. I love the emotional changes. Also, I don't get angry the same way I used to. Okay. Like it used to be, somebody would get me angry and I would feel the desire to murder them. But because I'm pro-life and it's against my ethics, I don't physically harm people. I've always been nonviolent, but now somebody will insult me or say something mean, like they might be mean to me because I'm trans, or they might just tell me that I have an ugly face or whatever. You know, people insult me, say horrible things to me, and whereas it used to be like, you know what I mean? Now it's just like, I don't care what you think, you know. I'm happy with myself, you know. So that's basically it, you know, like I don't get angry. I'm happy. I've had some physical changes. One final physical change that I think I want to mention is I have a waddle. Like my roommate, I was out on a walk with my roommate, and we were running across the crosswalk when we got the walk signal, and my roommate's behind me, and was laughing hysterically because I have a waddle. We call it woman waddle. So because my butt and my hips have changed so dramatically, I look hilarious. I waddle when I run and walk. So I walk funny and on top of all the other physical changes. So that's basically it. I'm very happy with my transition. I'm actually pretty happy and confident, and I was just realizing that it's been over a year. And a lot of people, people who don't know me don't even know that I'm trans. And people still call me sir most of the time. I guess I still look like a sir. And I still sound like a sir, I suppose, although my voice has changed. My voice has actually changed, believe it or not. I'm not saying that someone who has estrogen or lack of testosterone will suddenly go back to a pre-puberty voice, but without the influence of testosterone, um, since it was testosterone that causes the enlargement of the throat and the voice box and all that, it only makes sense that it would change without that influence. So my voice has changed to be more feminine from what it was. So if I want to sound like a man, it actually takes effort. So okay, let me think of let me think of something manly to say. Okay. Avast ye scurvy scallywags, I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. Like, that doesn't sound convincing. Okay, let me try again. Um, oh man, I don't even know what to say that's manly. Okay, what's something a man would say? Um, I don't even know what a man would say. I never was a real man. I failed at it. But I just don't sound like a man. In fact, my roommate actually sounds more like a man than I do at this point, which is funny because my roommate's a trans man and has no testosterone yet. So yeah, it's a beautiful life basically. So I'm very happy, and so that's my 1 year estrogen update. So in another year, I'll do a year 2 estrogen update, and we will see if there's any more changes. Probably not. I may have slow changes. I hope I eventually get to the point when people start just calling me ma'am because I look that female. I hope to get to that point. That would be nice, but if not, I'll be okay because my gender is not the most important thing about me, but it's one of the most mysterious and interesting aspects of me because it's one of those things that makes me dramatically different, just like autism, for example. It also makes me different. So that's all for now, and I'll do a year 2 update in a year from now.